Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dead Rabbit Radio. I'm your host, Jason Carpenter. I'm having a great day. I hope you're having a great day too. Let me say this too. I think the people who listen to the show, I think you've kind of got it at this point where the show is skeptical, but also enjoys researching this stuff and wants them to be true, wants these mysteries to be solved. And if we solve it and it's fake, then we solve it and it's fake. And if we solve it and it's mysterious, then that's cool too. And I think the people, I've talked to a lot of you now through email or online, things like that. And I think we kind of all have that same idea. Basically what I'm saying is I think we're more discerning than the average conspiracy theorist who will just believe any nonsense that has a good narrative behind it. And I think that's what's happened, last week. We saw the results of that last week. First off, we had a guy mail multiple bombs to people on the left, like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, Robert De Niro, Cory Booker, and George Soros. And the bombs didn't go off. There's been debate over whether or not the bombs are actually active. There was a conspiracy theory early on saying that it was a Democrat mailing a bomb to other Democrats to make Republicans look bad. It gained traction fairly quickly. And I thought about doing an episode on it while it was going on, and I thought, they're going to catch the guy really quick. And I didn't really believe that conspiracy theory. I thought it's possible, but it's unlikely. The most likely scenario isn't the false flag. The most likely scenario really is the guy doing it. There's one scenario where it's a guy in his garage getting pissed off at CNN and setting a bomb. There's another scenario where you have a guy being like, so if I want to influence the election, I could go out and campaign, or I can mail bombs to people that I like, hoping that they'll get through the mail, and this whole conspiracy thing. It just doesn't wash. It's not that it hasn't happened before, because it has. And that's why I wanted to wait till the guy got caught, because he easily could have got caught, and that story could have had more weight. But the most likely scenario is, that'd be like if your liquor store got robbed, and the police being like, where was your best friend that night? Because it's possible that your best friend robbed your liquor store to get you insurance money. Now, does that happen? Yes. But the most likely scenario is a random guy comes into your liquor store and robs it. It can happen where it is a setup crime, but 9 times out of 10, it is an actual crime. Like I said, I could see where that conspiracy theory was coming from, but I didn't want to do an episode on it because I wasn't sold that it was the case. He believed in conspiracy theories that the political party opposite of him was so dastardly that he needed to send them bombs. We had the guy in Philadelphia, I believe, who walked into a synagogue, killed 11 people. Everyone he killed was over 70. Shot a bunch of people, shot a bunch of cops. One of the cops is still critically injured. He gets shot, he gives up. 46 years old, only 4 years older than me. His life's over. Both of their lives are over. The bomber guy's life is over too. They're going to spend the rest of their life in a very contained area. They're not going to have any of the freedom they had before. So all their movements are going to be restricted. They're not going to be able to eat their favorite food or watch their favorite movie, stuff like that. Their lives are over. For what? For conspiracy theories. Because they were obsessing over these theories. One, that the Democrats were this completely hostile force that is trying to change the structure of the planet. And the other one is just that Jews suck. Jews are so terrible that I have no problem blowing them away while they're in church. Now, you could say that's not really a conspiracy theory, but it is in the sense, because if I just said, I don't like that particular ethnic group, I'm just not going to interact with them. But if I believe that ethnic group is trying to take over the planet, or they run the planet, or the reason why my American Idol audition went poorly is because the Jews run Hollywood, that's where the conspiracy comes into the racism. You're letting the conspiracy theory paranoia mix with your already existing racist tendencies. Or in the other case, the conspiracy theory and your political beliefs. They're butting heads. Conspiracy theories can be really fun to investigate and a lot of fun to discuss. But when you obsess over this stuff, you can become like this guy, like these two guys. There are people who are so into conspiracy theories, they get fired from their jobs because no one wants to hear them talk about 9/11 or flat earth anymore. People have lost friends over conspiracy theories because they can't let it go. And I've ran into people like that. I've never stopped being someone's friend because they believed a conspiracy theory. But I've met people and you're like, He's going to talk to me about World War II not happening again, isn't he? Oh, yeah, here he goes. Battle of Britain. That was all CGI, even though it didn't exist back then. Ugh. Just trying to drink coffee. You can't obsess over this stuff. We can have fun talking about it. But when you let it's just like anything. You can have a fun hobby, but then when you start spending so much money, like Magic the Gathering, when you start spending so much money on the cards, you're actually not able to afford food for the next week because you just had to get this card, that's an obsession. And generally, we can then go, you know what, I shouldn't have spent all my money on these Magic cards. Did I really need that? I don't know, Shivan Dragon. I don't even know if that's still around, but that's how old I am. Do I really need that card? I'm eating top ramen for the next week and a half because I bought that card. But when it comes to conspiracy theories, people have a hard time to let go because they believe they have a moral duty to correct the conspiracy that they're dealing with. And they didn't. I don't know what these guys thought was going to happen. A couple of people were going to get bombs in the mail. Guy was going to shoot up a synagogue and profit? Like, what was the next step in this? Was it? I don't know. And I probably never will know. Did they expect, like, everyone to rise up and it was going to be the start of the Civil War? Or everyone realized, hey, there's a synagogue near me. That guy had a great idea. Like, what was the end game for these guys? The end game that they're actually facing is life in prison. Neither of these guys will get out. Just nuts. Don't obsess over this stuff. And I don't know why I'm telling you that, because like I said, you guys are much more informed than the average conspiracy theorist. But oh, and I do have to say, I was looking through the photos of I was reading an article about the synagogue shootings. And they showed these 3 Jewish people, I think there was a girl in it, it was 2 dudes and a girl, standing out on their stoop in the area, talking after the shooting. And one of them had a smile on his face, and the first thing I thought of, the very first thing that popped in my head was, God damn it. I'm going to see this photo for the next 3 years online, and they're like, look, false flag. Why would a Jewish person be smiling after a massacre? False flag. I was like, oh, fuck. Because here's the truth. That's just the way these things go. People who don't know anything about grief or tragedy will see a picture of a person smiling, and they don't know who they're talking to, or who the person smiling is, or how long after the shooting the photo was taken. If it's taken place after the last bullet casing hit the ground, might be a little weird. If the photo was taken 10 hours later and a guy's kind of just, hey man, what's going on, and kind of gives that split second of a smile, and that's when the camera takes it. Because I've seen that so many. Why would this person be joking after this tragedy? Must be false. Must be a false flag. I've been researching this stuff long enough. When I saw that photo, I thought, I'm going to see this photo everywhere. That was a clip from our daily podcast, Dead Rabbit Radio. Dead Rabbit Radio is available anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's daily paranormal, conspiracy, and true crime news. If you want to hear the full episode that this clip came from, check the link below. Please like and subscribe. And hit that little bell, too. That does some magical stuff. Thanks, guys.